Your best deals probably started with a conversation you'll never know happened. Someone in a Slack community asked, "What CRM are you using?" And three people said your name. A VP forwarded your article to her entire leadership team over email. A sales rep saw your founder's LinkedIn post 4 times over 6 weeks and finally Googled you. None of that shows up in your attribution data. It all looks like direct traffic, or other, or nothing. That's dark social, and if you're in B2B, it's responsible for more of your pipeline than you think, and you're probably doing almost nothing to build it intentionally. That changes today. This is the full playbook. What dark social is, why it matters more than ever in 2026, and exactly how to build a strategy around it. Subscribe if you're not already. New video every week. Practical B2B marketing backed by data. Dark social isn't a new term, but most people still use it wrong. It was coined back in 2012 by Alexis Madrigal at The Atlantic. He noticed that a huge percentage of traffic to articles was coming from sources that analytics couldn't identify. People were sharing links in emails, in chat apps, in text messages. The traffic arrived with no referrer data. It looked like direct. It wasn't. In B2B, dark social is broader than just link sharing. It's any influence on a buyer's decision that happens in a private or untrackable channel. A recommendation in a private Slack community, a DM on LinkedIn, a WhatsApp thread between colleagues, an email forward, a conversation in a Zoom call, someone mentioning your brand in a meeting you weren't in. Here's the scale of the problem. Research suggests up to 84% of content sharing now happens through these private channels, which means if you're looking at your Google Analytics and feeling good about your referral traffic, you're seeing maybe 16% of the actual picture. The buyer journey in B2B has always been social. What's changed is that it's moved into channels that are invisible to your tools. Three things are accelerating dark social in 2026, and they're all structural, meaning they're not going away. First, the generational shift. 71% of B2B buyers are now millennials or Gen Z. These buyers grew up researching in communities and peer networks. They don't trust vendor content the way older buyers did. They trust their peers. They ask in Slack before they Google. They DM someone they respect before they book a demo. Second, AI search. Buyers are increasingly starting their research in ChatGPT or Perplexity instead of Google. Those sessions are completely untrackable. If a buyer asks an AI, "What's the best intent data tool for a 50-person sales team?" and your brand comes up, you'll never know. But if your content has shaped how those AI tools talk about your category, it matters enormously. Third, platform fragmentation. LinkedIn, Slack, Discord, Substack, private communities, industry newsletters. Your buyers are distributed across more surfaces than ever. The buying conversation doesn't happen in one place anymore. It happens in 5 places at once, mostly private. The cumulative effect, the part of the buyer journey you can see is shrinking, the part you can't is growing. That's the context for everything that follows. Here's where most teams get stuck. They accept that dark social exists but conclude, we can't measure it, so we can't act on it. That's wrong. You can measure it, just not the way you measure everything else. 3 approaches that actually work. First, self-reported attribution. Add 1 question to every demo request form and early sales call. How did you first hear about us? Not a drop-down with 10 options, an open text field. The answers will surprise you. You'll see, someone mentioned you in the Pavilion Slack. My colleague forwarded me a newsletter. I've seen your founder on LinkedIn for months. That's dark social pipeline, surfaced. This is the most underrated data source in B2B marketing. It takes 10 minutes to implement and will tell you more about where your pipeline is actually coming from than any attribution tool. Second, brand search volume. Track how often people search for your brand name directly in Google over time. Brand search is a proxy for dark social reach. If people are searching for you by name, someone told them about you. Google Search Console gives you this data for free. Trending upward means your dark social presence is growing. Third, cohort analysis on inbound. Look at your inbound pipeline and segment by marketing source unknown or direct traffic. Track close rate and deal velocity for that segment versus attributed sources. In most B2B companies, the dark social cohort closes faster and at higher rates because the buyer already trusts you before they ever raise their hand. None of this gives you perfect attribution, but it gives you enough signal to make decisions. Now the part you actually came for. How do you build dark social pipeline intentionally? 4 levers that work. Lever 1, community presence. Get into the communities where your buyers already are. Not to promote, to participate, answer questions, share opinions, help people with their actual problems. The specific communities depend on your ICP. For B2B marketing and sales, Pavilion, RevGenius, the Marketing Millennials community, niche LinkedIn groups. For other verticals, there are equivalents. You need to find where your buyers talk shop when they're not being marketed to. Consistency matters more than volume. Showing up once a week with something genuinely useful beats a burst of activity followed by silence. You're building a reputation, not running a campaign. Lever 2, enable sharing. Most B2B content is not built to travel through private channels. It's built to be found through SEO or ads. That's a different job. Content that spreads through dark social is genuinely useful to the specific person receiving it. It's easy to forward or paste into a chat with context intact. It's an idea or framework someone wants to share because it makes them look smart. Tactical breakdown content. Contrarian takes backed by data. Frameworks someone can use in their own work. Strong opinions that spark debate. If someone reads your content and thinks, I need to send this to my VP, that's dark social content. If they think interesting and close the tab, it isn't. Lever 3, build in public. Share your thinking, your experiments, your results publicly, even when they're imperfect. Founders and marketing leads who document what they're trying and what's working build audiences through dark social faster than any campaign. This is what Gong did, what Notion did, what the fastest growing B2B brands in the last 5 years have in common. Someone at the company was a genuine voice, not a corporate account. You don't have to attach this to a personal brand. A faceless channel can do the same thing if the content is specific enough and credible enough, which, full transparency, is exactly what we're building here. Lever 4, strategic gifting and touchpoints. This is underused. Direct mail, personalized gifts, or unexpected value delivered at the right moment gets shared in private channels. You won't believe what this company sent me is a real phenomenon. It doesn't scale infinitely, but for top accounts, it generates dark social awareness that no ad can replicate. Quick pause. Are you running any of these 4 levers right now? Which one are you closest to executing on? Drop it in the comments. Let me make this concrete. Here's what a 90-day dark social motion looks like for a B2B marketing team. Month 1, instrument and identify. Add self-reported attribution to your forms. Start tracking brand search volume in Google Search Console. Identify the 3 to 5 communities where your buyers are most active. Just observe. Don't post yet. Month 2, start contributing. Pick one community and show up consistently. 1 substantive contribution per week. No product mentions, no links to your site, just useful participation. Simultaneously identify 1 content format your team can produce consistently, a newsletter, a weekly LinkedIn post, a short video that delivers real value. Month 3, connect the dots. Review your self-reported attribution data. Look at which inbound deals came through dark social channels. Present that data internally alongside your standard attribution report. The goal isn't to replace your existing metrics. It's to add a layer that shows pipeline your dashboards were missing. That's it. 3 months, no new budget required, and you'll have real data on whether dark social is driving pipeline for your specific business. Dark social is not a tactic. It's a shift in how you think about where pipeline comes from. The buyer journey has moved into channels your tools can't see. The team's winning pipeline in 2026 are showing up in those channels, in communities, in educational content, In conversations that happen without them in the room, you can't control dark social, but you can influence it consistently, credibly, over time. If you want to go even deeper, next episode I'm breaking down exactly how B2B teams are replacing traditional demand gen with pipeline built through community and education. Drop a comment if you want that one prioritized. Subscribe if you found this useful. New video every week. Practical, data-backed, no fluff. See you in the next one.